Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys and welcome back to my weekly Sunday card reading. And this spread will cover September 15th to the 21st or whenever you're guided to watch. Welcome. So today I was guided to channel the Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is the visionary, helps us with our a clear vision of things. He also helps with communication. He works very closely with public speakers, writers, communicators, anybody who works in a customer service field. He works, of course, closely with earth angels, as many earth angels live a life in service of others. So he assists us with speaking from the heart. And I feel like this is a good week for communication. Last week, we had talked about the Holy Spirit and divine feminine energy. Archangel Gabriel is one of those angels who embodies the masculine and the feminine energy. So for example, when I channel Archangel Michael, it's a masculine feel to me, a masculine energy. When I channel the Archangel Ariel, it's a very feminine vibration. Gabriel, for me, can flip-flop to both. So if we need to get something done and we need a clear vision, that for me is a little more masculine. So the masculine part of Gabriel can come in where he kind of like pushes us, like there's no doubt. Like, so maybe he comes to you through dreams. Maybe you're driving and you get a clear vision about something and just a knowing of what you need to do next. I feel like that's a masculine part of Gabriel. The feminine part of Gabriel is when we're writing and communicating. So when I work with these recordings, when I work with my podcast, I invite the Archangel Gabriel to speak through me. And he assists me with speaking from the heart, which is very soft. Now, you never want to communicate from that masculine energy because sometimes it can kind of feel like a headbutt kind of thing. So take this however it resonates, as it's a general reading, and so some of you may be guided to work with the masculine part of Gabriel, and some of you may be guided to work with the feminine part of Gabriel. It's not about being right and wrong. It's a different vibration. Gabriel's sign, like the way he comes in, is through copper energy. So copper jewelry, pennies. On a penny it says, "In God we trust." Gabriel also assists us with being able to trust ourselves. In the integrated energy therapy system that I work with to clear blocks and emotions, Gabriel works with the third eye, releasing the energy of distrust and imprinting the energy of trust. So as we just entered this full moon energy, I feel like a lot of you can really embody many different aspects of Gabriel this week as you purge. Some of you with communication may need to really speak from the heart. You know, I've been doing these pick a card readings and these channeled messages every Sunday, and I just feel like we're being guided to take off our masks, like the front or what we want people to see, and live a more authentic, genuine life. Kind of release the facade of what we think everybody wants to hear from us, or what we think they want or what we think, how do I want to say it? What we think they want us to say or how to feel, and really kind of get in touch with the authenticity of who we truly are, and being able to express that, being able to express your feelings in a good way, setting boundaries, really checking in with yourself to see how you feel as you express yourself this week. So I also feel like this is a message that can be carried through right to the end of the year. So the card decks I'll be using in this reading are the Archangel Gabriel Oracle cards, which I have here. I'll also be getting extended messages with the Healing with the Angels cards. I'll get a message about transformation and life changes. We'll do a check-in with the Butterfly Oracle deck. And then we'll check in with your soul's journey, lessons, your guides, and what the divine and Archangel Gabriel wants to know about your soul's journey. And then finally, I cannot get enough of these cards. Soulful woman, I'm going to pull, what the most important messages that your guides want you to know. Now, whether you're a masculine energy or feminine energy watching this, these cards are very maternal. They're very nurturing. And so the masculine energies that are watching this channel, you're being guided to tap into that feminine part of you, which is nurturing yourself, expressing yourself through communication, and then also receiving love and hugs yourself. I think, when the masculine energies go out in the world, they've got to be this warrior, this protector, this problem solver, this creator in the masculine way, kind of like going in on a hunt. And you know what? It is so beautiful to be able to come home to this nurturing, supportive, divine feminine energy. And this doesn't necessarily, if you're single, have to be a feminine energy that you come home to. You could actually leave that masculine out there in the world and come back to find ways that are going to make you laugh and going to bring you joy and going to nurture and uplift you within yourself. Vice versa for the feminine energies that are watching this channel. So let me begin. Just put these books aside. Let me begin by opening space for us. So I want to invite in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light who would like to assist with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good, and the best and highest good of all concerned whenever you're guided to watch. All right, so Archangel Gabriel, copper energy, the communicator, the visionary, supporting us in trusting ourselves, being magnetic for trusting people. What is the most important thing that you want to say to the collective? So I have law of attraction. With the energy you put out is the energy you receive back. I feel like I have so much to say about this. So the message says, keep your thoughts positive and surround yourself with positive people and situations, and you will attract more positivity in your life. Now, I just did a pick a card reading for health and healing, and there were a lot of beautiful messages in that reading that was connected to this law of attraction energy. Stay tuned to the end of the video, and I'll actually put a link on the screen at the end of the video if you want to just go click over and watch that. So law of attraction energy. I feel that the key to law of attraction is being in touch with your feelings. Now, we've kind of lived in a society that rewards us living in our head, the mental thinking, making things happen, process, step-by-step process to achieve your goals. But ultimately, it's the feeling part of us that brings more of that which we want or don't want in our lives. And so if you're trying to, in a masculine way, logic and reason yourself through law of attraction, it's going to be really disappointing and frustrating. Trust me. I know that very well. And so it is a matter of getting in touch with your feelings on a regular basis. It's staying present within your body. And this is what a lot of the feminine energy is doing, is clearing feelings or getting clear about feelings, purging, releasing, especially in this vibration that we're in now. There's a lot that's supporting this purge with the astrology. So as you get in touch with your feelings, you can radiate that out, and it's your birthright to feel joyful and abundant. And so, for example, if you're wanting, let's say, more money in your vibration, or to bring in more wealth to support you so that you can feel stable. It's not about, okay, I have to do this and read this book in order to attract this energy. No, you've got to feel it in your body and what it feels like to feel abundant. So maybe there was a time in your life when you received a bonus check, or maybe there was a time in your life where you got extra money than you expected, when you can really invoke that energy and saying, yes, that felt really good. I want more of that in my life, or something even better. I there was an experience once that I had some debt that was just taking forever to pay off, and I asked Archangel Raphael to assist me with clearing the debt. And it was like one of those things, when I was in my 20s, that went to like a collection agency. And after I kind of prayed to God, and I asked Archangel Raphael for his assistance, and said I learned about, I kind of opened up and affirmed that I learned about how to create a healthy relationship with money, if there was anything they could do about the debt that I had. Probably within a month or a month and a half, I received a check back from the attorney's office that it was basically the payment that I made back. And on the bottom of the stub, like the check, it said, "This account is now closed." Now, at that time, I still owed a couple $1,000s. So I have no idea how that manifested. And I mean, this was years and years, probably like 10 years ago at this point. So it's gone. It's off my credit report. And it was just one of those miracles. And I can tell you the gift from that was I was accepting what was. If I needed to keep paying it, I would. I was open to receiving a way out of that debt. I had acknowledged that I had learned my lesson and really understood it. And then boom, immediately by miracle, the debt was gone. It was erased, and I've never had to pay it. So it was really, truly amazing. And so this is what I mean about law of attraction. You can try to mentalize in what more do I have to do to make this money? What more actions do I have to take? But honestly, it's just going to make you feel like you got to work more. So, this law of attraction energy goes way deeper than thinking positively, because honestly, if you're not in that space, it's going to be really impossible to bring in that vibration. So the key thing here, it says surround yourself with positive people and situations, meaning like be mindful of what you're watching and who you're surrounding. Are you surrounding yourself with more people who are pushing and telling you more that you have to do, or are you allowing yourself to be supported by people who are living the dream, who are really loving their lives and just being in that space? Tony Robbins always says, if you want to be a millionaire, hang out with millionaires. I've been listening to this other spiritual teacher. His name is Master Stephen Coe, and he has incredible things to say as well. And when he was studying with his master, he said that his master would take him to a fancy hotel for his teachings. And so Master Stephen Coe had asked his teacher, why do we come to this hotel? He would say like they would get like coffee, or they would get tea, and they would just sit amongst this fancy hotel. And so he said, why do we not learn in your office? Why don't we not stay in your space? Why do we come to these fancy hotels to learn? And his teacher said, it's to be around the energy. When you're in that vibration and when you're in that energy and you're joyful around it and appreciating it, guess what? That's how you become a magnet. It feels good. And you're actually like picking up that energy by default. So they didn't go and spend, $2,000 a night to stay there. They enjoyed what they could of the hotel. So this is what I mean, like find ways to put yourself in positive situations around positive experiences and give yourself an opportunity to observe the energy. And I'll have to say, you may have some resistance. You may have some resistance against money and wealth and what people are doing with it or what they're not doing with that. And that's important for you too. That may be some answers within that teach you about what your blocks are or what you need to work with. It's not about the other people and all about what's coming up for you with it. Wow, I love that. So let me go into additional messages. What additional messages do you have, Gabriel? And I feel like I'm getting this message, like Gabriel sees the challenges and he knows like they're just heavy hearts. This could go along with relationships and manifesting love. Maybe you're in a relationship and it's not going so well right now, and this can help with that. When I was manifesting love a couple years ago, I listened to romance. I'm sorry. I read a lot of romance novels, and it felt amazing. I loved being in that energy. I loved that experience, and I have to say, I manifested a pretty incredible love. Now, it wasn't a long-term love, but I can tell you, I received everything I needed from that relationship, and it was beautiful, and it was special, and I will treasure it forever. So just because things come in your life doesn't mean it has to be forever. So even being open to receive that will allow you to appreciate the experience more so while you're in it, while you're experiencing it. So if you get money that comes in, give yourself an opportunity to really appreciate it, savor it, and say, God, more of this in my life, or something even better. All right, so of course, support. So And here it's interesting. We have this feminine energy right here, kind of like in this circle. And so this isn't a message for feminine energies. It's a key to manifesting, because really when you're tapped into your feminine energy, you're in your feeling body, you're in your physical body, and you're in your heart, which is the feminine energy's connection to the intuition. The masculine's connection to their intuition is in their gut and in their mind, which I'm so fascinated by. So there is this beautiful harmony of both when you can harmonize that energy within yourself. And so I feel like being open to receive. So if you can see here, I feel like the divine is saying we can assist you too. Going back to last week's reading, connecting with the feminine energy, connecting with the Holy Spirit, the divine goddess energy, however it resonates with you. I feel like this is what the feminine energy, Mother Earth, Gaia energy as well, is doing for you. And all they want you to do is receive. This goes back to what I was saying in the beginning about the nurturing energy, the supportive, loving energy. So if you've been in a vibration of doing, friends, I'm sending so much healing and so much love, because it is an exhausting process, all the doing. And when I tell people, a key to manifesting and making shifts is doing nothing and being, observing, nurturing yourself, receiving, creating space for more to flow in. So prayer is asking, meditation is like receiving and listening. And so this is where I feel like the divine is coming in and saying, let us help you. Let us support you. We're sending you these blessings and these loving energies through your transformations, through your shifts. Remember, the more you want, the more things need to shift and change. So if you can see the challenges and the adversities and the difficulties that are coming up in your life right now, maybe you're just having a really bad time with your job. Maybe you're just over it. Maybe you've learned everything you're supposed to learn. There's so many different aspects. Maybe it's your physical health. Maybe you're going through this transformation with your health and you're doing all the things, but you don't see progress. Know that there's so much happening behind the scenes, and the universe is saying, come to us, receive our insight, receive our messages. And in turn, you can also communicate that with others. You can communicate what your needs are when you're really clear about what that is. I say often, I need sleep. That is one thing. There was no way I'd be able to do my job the way I do it, as much as I do it, without good sleep. That's a non-negotiable for me. So anybody that's around me, has to honor that, and I need rest. And, I don't always know how I'm going to feel energetically, but that's a part that I've learned about myself, and that's a need of mine. A need of mine is authenticity and connection. I need communication, in partnerships, physical touch, things like that. So if you're growing and expanding within yourself, you're getting more clear about what your needs are, and you can express that. So, when I express my needs to God and saying, okay, God, if I'm going to do this work, if I'm going to be of service, I need to feel more financially secure. But then in the flip end, I have to be open to taking the action that comes along to help me feel that energy and feel supportive. And then when I'm feeling that energy, I say, thank you, God, more of this in my life, or something even better. And by magic, boom, I'm in that stability. I'm in that security. I'm in that energy of feeling great. And then I can radiate more energy in that space. So let me pull from the transformation. deck, life changes. What does Gabriel want you to know about your life changes? The transformation you're going through. What do you want us to know? I feel like they're going through the Rolodex. How can we expand on this? Oh, that's too many. Let's see. E1. Here we go. Get some rest. That can freak people out because I know some of you are thinking, Gladys, I have so much to do. I've started this business. I've started this project. I'm at work and I've got all these Post-its. And what's happening is when you're in that, what I call the masculine energy of being on the hunt, of the doing, and not having balance with rest and receiving and loving hugs, love and hugs and nurturing, even romance, allowing yourself to have romance come into your life, if that's something that you have access to. There's just this beautiful energy that comes from rest and recharging and recouping. And so I feel like your guides are saying this is the pathway and the connection to this, which helps you with this. I say just practice it. So, if your body's tired and you're just feeling wiped and ornery, maybe you're feeling a little snappy, those are signs that you're depleted energetically, especially earth angels, that I work with on this channel that are guided to watch. When you're in service, you're giving much of yourself, and if you're not aware of your own energy, you can get zapped before you know it. And I feel like some of you are walking around just dragging yourselves, and it's just September. A lot of people just started a school year. They changed schedules, and it's almost like you're just kind of beginning, coming as we come out of summer and go into fall and create a fall schedule. I feel like the universe is saying, friends, get some rest. You'll be amazed when you're re-energized. And also, too, another thing that I'm getting is earthing. So my cousin and I are in negotiations right now. We wanna do a commitment or a challenge for with each other. And it's more of like incorporating something positive in our lives, and how can we add something in that's going to nourish our souls. And we've kind of been going back and forth, like, nah, I don't feel like doing that. Like, no. And she mentioned today earthing, and I was just like, yeah, that feels amazing. Earthing is like getting outside and putting your feet in the grass. Earthing is like sitting on your patio and like just feeling the wind on your skin. Maybe it's going for a walk without any music, without any earbuds, and just promising to be present, getting in touch with the birds, the trees, the wind, the signs of license plates and cars that are going around you. This is also included in this energy. So maybe you guys can start to commit to that. It doesn't necessarily have to mean sleep, but maybe some degree of earthing and connecting with nature. It's getting a little chilly here in New England or in Rhode Island where I'm at, but maybe some of you still have an opportunity to get by some water and to be outside. Maybe it's going to a park or going on a hiking trail. This is a really great time to get up to. If you're living here in Rhode Island or in New England, it's a really great time to take a drive up to Vermont or New Hampshire and get into the mountains. This is all degrees of earthing. So maybe you can plan something in your schedule to get some earthing in, which is a part of rest. And when you get there, just being in the space, not doing anything and running around, but just being. And again, this is where you open up to your intuition and guidance and support. And when you're in that energy and you feel good and your heart is open, declare, God, more of this in my life, or something even better, or universe, bring me more of this or something even better. And you'll be amazed how it just unfolds in your life. Mindful action, mindful action, and not just action from habits and have-tos and shoulds, which can be so exhausting. There has to be a balance. I mean, obviously, we have to do our laundry. Obviously we have to cook dinners, and we have to clean the house, and we have to go to jobs and get paid. But there's a flip end to being able to receive and nurture yourself, and not just carrying that energy into like your whole life. Balance and breaks. That's what I like. Balance and breaks. That could be a thing. Hashtag balance and breaks. More of that. I'm in the process of creating product, so I'll have to remember that. That will be a good hashtag, balance and breaks. What's so funny? I'm sitting here at my office, and if you've been following me for a while, the orange color has been so predominant in my life. Wearing orange, seeing orange cars, the color orange everywhere, orange shirts, it's just been everywhere. I'm literally sitting in my office, and there is a house across this orange, right? I don't think it's the message. I think it's the color I saw. Guilt doesn't feel right, but we'll see. Maybe it'll come back. I'm literally... Sorry, I'm having ADD moments. I'm literally sitting in my office, and there's a garage sale across the street at a house, and they have one orange chair. It kind of reminds me of a goddess queen chair. It's like one of those old round back slipper chairs, and it is orange, and it is in direct alignment with my site. I'll try to take a picture. And I'll post it on my social media. So, Growing with Gladys on Instagram, or Heavenly Hugs on Facebook. I'll try to take a picture by the time I'm done with this, if nobody purchases it or removes it, I will share it with you. It's the funniest thing. And that's what goes along with support in the divine. They're just so funny. You know what I'm thinking too? It's kind of orangish, like a copper color, which is Archangel Gabriel. So maybe that's why I was guided to channel him. And again, I decided to channel him when I was home this morning. So I'm channeling this on Saturday so I can post it for Sunday morning. And I was at home this morning, and I had a video chat with a client, and when I got done, I was like, I got to get in the office and channel, and what am I going to do? And that's where Gabriel popped up. And so it's just kind of validation, and I want to share that with you because that's how it works. Sometimes people ask me how do you connect? How do you know it's intuition? How do you know it's assigned? That's exactly what I mean. I want to share that with you, and that's how it works. So it's so funny. I'm just looking at this chair, and it's in the middle of there's nothing around it. It's just kind of sitting there. So I hope it's still there when we're done. All right. So soul's journey. What does your soul want you to know? What lessons are you experiencing on the soul journey going into this week? It's the most important thing you need to know. I'm getting a lot of wigglies. There we go. All right, I think there's two here. There is. Oh my gosh, it's like an orangish copper color. Can you see these? I love it. What was I just saying? Balance? Oh God, I forgot already. My brain. It's so funny. When I'm channeling, it's so hard to go from left brain, right brain. I just kind of forget. So this is what we're going through. And I love this copperish, reddish, orange color. This is root and sacral chakra energy. And the message here says, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. And so you guys are in a space right now of ending, completion. We're in this big purge where we're moving through some incredibly insane astrological movements with the planets. I mean, I'm not an astrologer, but I'm fascinated. I definitely follow them. And there is some pretty fantastic stuff going on in this time period. So whether you're young and a teenager, whether you're a senior citizen, we're all going through this expansion, no matter what stage we are at in our lives. So know that there's this death here, this endings and completion. Literally, we're in the last quarter of 2019, which is the end of a decade. 2020 is the beginning of a brand new decade, right? We're going from the 19s to the 2000s. So there's been a lot of soul shifts this year. There's been a lot of endings. There's been a lot of aha moments. So know that if you're experiencing these challenges, know that you're growing. It's an opportunity to spiritually grow and evolve, and that you're actually doing the work. If you're feeling it, you're on the right path. And of course, the message, of course, wasn't I just saying balance like a million times? What was I saying? Balance and something. I'll have to go back and listen. Or maybe you can put it in the comments below. Hashtag, what did I say? Something in balance. I'm sorry. I just, it's gone. So I'm in a different part of my brain now. So balance, the message here says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. This is so important, right? We're allowing experiences to be what they are. They're not good or bad. They're just experiences. And this was a lot of Jesus's messages. It wasn't about pitting people against each other. It wasn't about saying, I'm right, you're wrong. It was about experience, right? I think one of the things he said to Judas when Judas was complaining that Mary Magdalene was using frankincense on his feet and they could have sold it and gotten more money to give to the poor. Jesus made a comment like, there'll always be the poor. They teach us compassion. They teach us how to care for one another. And it's a beautiful experience. But he was also teaching that it was okay to receive too. And this is this mutual balance of giving and receiving. And so earth angels typically end up to fall unknowingly into partnerships with takers, whether it's your boss or your coworkers or a partner in your life or a family member. And so we're learning how to find balance about giving to people who want to receive. That's the essence of my business, right? Clients find me for support and they're open to receive what I have to offer. And then what happens is they receive it so warmly and so lovingly, and then they go out and they're amazing in the world, and I receive that energy back by being proud of who I am on my spiritual journey, and just inspires me to do other things. This is what I mean about giving and receiving and finding balance. This is what I mean about action and rest, being open to support, this giving and receiving energy. And when you're actually in flow, say, God, more of this in my life, or something even better. So know that this is happening for a lot of us in this final quarter. Like, what are you done with? What are you sick of? What are you over? What are you tired of experiencing over and over again? Now, it doesn't mean to judge it. It doesn't mean to fight it. Just acknowledge it, see it, and then ask yourself, how do I want to feel? And what feels right to me? And where can I go to experience what that looks like and how it feels, right? Another thing that Jesus really was mindful about teaching is no longer projecting, right? What is he doing? What is she doing? What is the world doing? Coming back into the self and being a good human. Because when you feel good and you radiate that energy out, the people around you feel good, and when they feel good, the people around them feel good. So this work that you're doing for yourself, know that it's the balance of the vibrational energy out there. Like, the work that you're doing for yourself and even getting some rest is actually contributing to the collective of people who are all in that space as well. So I know some of you may feel like you're just one person and you've got so much, but know that the knowledge and wisdom that you're acquiring through this journey, which I have to say, the spiritual journey isn't for the faint of heart. It really is. The strong survive. This is why we have a whole other vibration. And again, it's not good or bad. It's almost like we've all had to go through those experiences to get where we are today, which in turn guided you to this channel. It guided me to be able to do this work. And so we're becoming magnets for each other. And we're realizing like, yeah, we feel like we're on this soul journey, soul as in like higher journey, or soul as in singular too. We're on this soul as a singular journey as well. So you're feeling maybe alone, and you're feeling like you're the only one going through, and you're just kind of feeling that sadness or that loneliness or that energy. But no, it's an opportunity for you to get closer to the divine. It's an opportunity for you to grow and individualize and harmonize that masculine and feminine energy within yourself. All right, so let me finish with a Soul Woman card. Messages for nurturance, empowerment, and inspiration. What is the final message, Gabriel? What do you want us to know? Okay. It's the most important thing. To finish this reading, what would you like the collective to know? I'm watching the orange chair. They're walking around it. Oh, I love it. So the final message says, asking opens a pathway. Right? When you ask, you open to receiving. It says, when I ask questions of my inner being, I discover that beautiful and helpful answers always come to me. Perfect. So maybe you're struggling with like accomplishing something or bringing something in your vibration, and you're like, how do I do it? Going into this place to receive support, going within your intuition, it's going to require rest. It's going to require you being in a positive space, or just really kind of hashing out and working through all the heavy stuff and getting some rest and being able to sort through it. You're ending a lot of things in your life right now, so you're working towards balance. And of course, this is the pathway. Asking opens a pathway. I love this. And again, too, we have 14 here, and 4 + 1 = 5, which is about change. So know that this is what the journey that you're on right now. This is the energy that we're moving through. And gosh, I cannot say it enough. Call on the divine for assistance. Start reinforcing your energy, and you're going to see it. You're going to see it through numbers on license plates. Maybe you're seeing repetitive numbers, 111, 222. Maybe you're seeing numbers that are connected to your loved ones. And they're basically saying, we're here to support you as well. We're all learning to individualize and put our own gifts out into the world, and nobody else is like you, right? And so that's a hard thing sometimes to sit with, because we live in a society where we want to be like everybody else. We want to fit in. But Earth Angels, it's like we have such a desire to fit in, but then when we try, we're like, this is so not me. I do not fit in here. And then we individualize again. So we're kind of breaking away from that wanting to fit into a world that just we don't fit in, and we're establishing our new vibrations, we're establishing new energies, and we're going to all start coming together and being a magnet for each other and kind of lifting each other up. But it starts with the individual work that you're doing for yourself, and then trust in the divine to move you and shift you to bring in more of this positive energy to the planet. Wow, I love this reading. Good stuff. Good stuff. I have to say, one of my favorite things too is to go back and listen myself. So I channel these messages. And I remember for the most part, except for this hashtag, balance in what? I don't know. Please put it in the comments. So I go back sometimes and I listen, and it's like I get total new insight on me, for me, human Gladys. So it's just so cool. And, anytime you need guidance, anytime throughout the week when you're caught up, you're feeling stuck, just scroll through my channel of videos and you might be guided to something. You might receive a message in a different way than you received it when you watched it. So let me know how this resonates with you. Let me know in the comments, or send me some hearts. My favorite color is purple. Whatever wherever you're guided to. Thank you so much for watching. Let me close space by thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance, and especially the Archangel Gabriel. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. All right, so if these messages are resonating with you and you'd like some support for yourself, there's a link below to learn more about me, my services, and the work that I do. If you feel guided to make a donation to the channel, that's always much appreciated. And just thank you for showing up and watching. And if nobody's told you today, or you haven't heard it in a while, or maybe you want to hear it again, I love you. God loves you. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.